Hey there, this is Akshit Madan. Welcome back to a new video, and in this video we are going to learn GoRouter. So the concept is not very unique. The concept is navigation only, how we navigate in Flutter from one page to another page, but there is more convenient way of doing it using GoRouter, and there are certain application advantages, significances of using GoRouter than normal custom navigation that we used to use. Like when we want to go from one page to another, we use navigator.push or navigator.push named, push replacement and remove until, something like that we used to use, right? Or you can use named routers also. But in Flutter 3, a new concept called GoRouter is introduced, which is more convenient way of providing navigations in your app. Then it also helps in deep linking. URL based navigation is there using using GoRouter. So whether you want to go from, let's say you want to go from about us page and you want to go to contact us page or to any page, so you can just pass the route name and you can just hit enter and you will be on that page. So it really helps in deep linking when you are implementing deep linking in your applications, or when you are making a Flutter web application. That time also this can really help. So I think without wasting more time, we should start exploring this amazing Flutter package, right? So first of all, what I'm going to do is, this is a simple application, right? You can see my project structure. There is no rocket science right over here. I haven't done anything. It's just a simple counter application that you get when you create a new application, right? Now what I'm going to do is, in this lib folder, I'm going to create one more folder called project, right? And in this project, we are going to maintain our routes, right? So in this project, I'm creating one more folder called routes, right? And in this routes folder, I'm going to create two files, right? So first will be app route configuration, so config.dart, right? And my second file will be app route constants, right? So okay, let's give it the extension .dart. That's it. Now what we want to do is, in the main.dart, you can see that this is my application, and let's try to code this also from the scratch itself. So first of all, I'm going to import material.dart. Then I'm going to write a void main function, which is going to return me a run app. And in this run app, I'm going to define my new my app, right? So this will be my new my app, and I'm going to create a stateless widget called my app. So till now it's all basic, and we can just remove this new, and this is all linting that we can take care of later on. So in this my app, you usually return a material app, right? So let me return a material app, but here is the little bit change that we need to do. We don't want to return just a simple material app. We are going to return material app dot router also, right? So in this router, you can do everything that you used to do in material app. You can define your theme, you can define anything, like you can remove the debug banner. So I'm going to make it false, and everything that you used to do in material app, you can do over here, right? Now there are two different parameters that you need to pass. First is route information parser, and the second one is route information router delegate, right? So these are the two new parameters that we need to define when we are doing the stuff with GoRouter, right? So this is all okay. Let's stop in the main.dart over here, and let's try to create our configuration. So as the name defines, we are doing the configuration, right? So what are we configuring? So we are configuring GoRouter with our material app, right? So over here, I'm going to create a class, and let's call it my app router, right? And let's create some things over here, right? So what all things I need to create over here? So first of all, it will be GoRouter, right? I need to define a GoRouter, and before that, I also need to add the GoRouter package in my pubspec.yaml. So I'm going to go over here in the dependency section. Here are my dependency section. I'm going to add my GoRouter. So that is added, and now I can import GoRouter. I can give any variable name router, and I can create an object of it, GoRouter. So we have created an object of this GoRoute, and we need to pass some of the parameters, right? So first is my routes, which takes a list. So let's say you are creating a website, and in any website, you know that There is home page, contact us page, about us page, new page, blog page, projects page, any kind of pages you can put in your website, right? So this routes list is going to take all the, like you can say, links of those pages, and those links will be in the form of go route. So I need to provide my first go route, and this go route I need to provide some of the parameters. So first will be name. So let's call this one as home, right? And second parameter will be my path, and as you know that home page is just slash, because this will be my initial route, so just slash. And the second one will be my builder. So in this builder I need to provide a context and state, so I am going to provide context and state, and I'm going to return a material page. So let's return a material page, and the child will be my home page, right? So we haven't created any home page right now, so let's go to this lib and let's create a folder called pages. And in this pages I'm going to create home.dart, I'm going to create about.dart, right? Okay, this went wrong. I'm going to create, let's say, profile.dart. I am going to create contact us.dart. I think these many pages are enough. So in the home page, I'm going to define a stateless widget, and this will be called my home. Perfect. And let's return a scaffold, and in the scaffold I am going to define an app bar, and you can define your body. Body will have a container will have a child, center, child, text, and this will be my home. That's it, right? So let me just remove the linting part because I don't want to focus on that. So I'm going to comment the analysis options.yml file. So this will probably remove all the linting errors that it was showing to me. So yes, you can see that. Now I'm going to copy this home.dart. I'm going to go in profile. I'm going to paste it, contact us, paste it, about, paste it. And now I'm going to go in profile. I'm going to replace my home with my profile. That's it. I'm going to do the same thing over here. Contact us, replace, about, replace. That's it. Now my 4 pages are ready. Let's go to our app route configuration, and you can see that my home, I can import it now. That's it. And what's the error over here? Okay, so by mistake I wrote GoRoute. Actually this is a GoRouter class. That's it. You can see now it's gone. So in GoRouter we have routes parameter, and this routes parameter takes a list of all the routes that you have defined in your application, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add this semicolon. So let me, yes, this is all ready. So yes, so what we can do is, so the error is, yes, I defined builder, actually it is page builder. That's it. You can see it's gone. So now you can just copy this go route and add it 3 more times. Yes, so my second path will be profile, and this will take slash profile, and it is going to return the profile page. Perfect. Next will be my about, slash about will be my path, and this will be about. Next will be my contact us, and this will be slash contact us. Perfect. And this will also be contact us. Right, so we have defined all the 4 paths now. Right, now what we need to do is, I'm just going to save it. Yes, and I need to go in main.dart, and over here I'm going to create an instance of my app router configuration that we created over here. You can see my app router, so I'm just going to copy it. I'm going to paste it over here, and dot router we have in that class, dot router dot route information parser. That's it, right? And just the same thing I'm going to do over here. Go router dot router delegate. We have router delegate. Perfect. So this is all connected. I'm going to just save it, just going to refresh it, and my first will be my home. As you can see, it is showing me the first as home because I have not defined any other path. So if I just write about over here, and you will see the magic. About over here, you can see I am on about route or about page. If I am on my slash contact us, so I'll be on contact us. If I write profile, I'm on profile page. And let's say I go to some route that I have not defined, let's say slash user. So you can see it is automatically having a page not found page, a default error page, and this also you can change. Let's do that. So let's go to app route configuration, and then I'm going to tell you what is the significance of this app route constants file, right? So in this GoRouter class only, the object only that we have created, we need to provide one more parameter, right? So that is nothing but my error page builder, right? And I can define a context and state and return a material page, and then you can define your own page that you have defined, right? So I'm going to go in pages. I can write error page dot dart, perfect, and I can define let's copy this home from here, let's paste it over here, and I'm going to change home to error page. That's it. Let's change it. Let's go over here. Let's return error page. That's it. Let's add a semicolon, and we are all set, right? So this was it. I think we can just refresh it, and you can see now error page is also changed, right? So let's go to our home for now. We know that how you can change the default error page. So okay, not the home, it will be just slash, and I'm on home, right? So now what we have done is we have defined all the names over here, right? But this can be quite difficult if your number of routes increases. Let's say you have 100 pages, then you don't need to write all the names over here, right? You can have a separate file and you can maintain all the route names in that file, right? So let's go in app route constants, and I'm going to define a class, and I'm going to say it my app route constants, perfect, and I can have some static values over here. You can see app route constants, and I can say static constant string, let's say home route name, and you can call it as home. You can just copy this thing, paste it 3 more times or 4 more times for the error page also, and let's call it about route name. You can skip this part if you want, but I'm going to show you what I'm doing so that you don't get stuck somewhere. And you can have profile route name. This will be profile. Next was error route name. This you can call it error. And what we created, about is done, profile, contact us. So contact us, perfect, contact us route. So I can just save it. I can just copy this class name. I can go over here and I can replace these ones. I can just write home route name. I can do the same thing for this thing, dot profile route name, dot about route name, dot contact us route name, right? So this is it, and no need for error. I just created it, so no need of error. So let's not write it. So this is all set, and you can see that still if I just refresh it, nothing has crashed till now. Let's verify it. So I can write profile, I'll be on profile route, right? So you can see that it's all going above it, right? Everything is below it. So it's like a stack. You are putting books one over another, right? So like this, and you can finally go to your home route, which is your initial route. So this was about how you can go to a certain page by typing the name in the URL box. But you will not be having this always, right? You will not always be typing the path manually. You will have certain buttons and you would like to go from one page to another page, right? So let's define some of the buttons on the home page. So in the home page, I'm going to have, let's wrap this thing with a column, and this column will have certain buttons, I would say. And this button is going to say, I can define like this, and this will have some text, and it is going to take you to about page. Let me just save it, refresh it. I can say about page. I can have 3 more buttons. About page, then I can say profile page, then I can say contact us page, and finally I can say contact us, this, yeah. So I need only 3 buttons. So this is all done. Let's save it. Let's refresh it. About us page, profile page, and the contact us page. Now how I can push from one page to another page using these buttons, right? Now you can see nothing is happening. So in this on press, I'm going to say GoRouter dot of context dot push, and I can say the location. So I can write push named basically, because we have provided names to our routes. So push name, and then you can write my app route constants dot about route name. That is it, right? You can see what I wrote: GoRouter dot of context dot push name my app route constants dot about route name. Yes, correct. So that's it, and this is going to push from home page to your about page, right? So let's just refresh it, and you can see that I'm going to about page. I can go back and nothing is happening on profile page. So now I can just copy this functionality and I can paste it over here. I can paste it over here, right? And I can change this to profile route name. I can change this to contact us route name. Let's just save it and let's just refresh it, and you can see that if I click on about page, I'm going on about page. If I click on profile page, contact us page. That's perfect. Now, so this was pretty simple, I guess. Nothing more to digest, right? So yes, this is working perfectly. So now what I want is, I want to pass parameters from one page to another. So you know that when you do using normal navigator.push thing in Flutter, you can use constructors to pass values from one page to another page, right? But how can you pass values using GoRouter, right? How can you do that? So let's do one thing. In profile page, let's accept a username, right? So in profile dot I'm going to, we are going to use constructors itself, but the method will be slightly different, right? So what I can do is I can accept final string username in profile page, and I can create a constructor for it. So this will be constructor. And now what I can do is, you can see an error has appeared on app router config.dart page that, hey, profile needs one constructor, but you have not provided it. How can we provide that? So for that, first of all, if you have already worked with Node Express backend or any kind of backend, you know that how we pass parameters to the URLs, right? So to provide a parameter to this profile, what we can do is we can provide a parameter like this. So write profile / write a colon and then provide username, right? So what if I do not write this colon? Then this will become a path. This is again a path, right? This is not providing a username as a parameter. This is a complete path. But if you want to provide a parameter, you can write like this, username. So username can be passed to profile page like this. So you can write profile needs a username, and you can write state dot parameters at username. So where is my username? Like this, username. You can provide the same name as you have provided over here. I hope this is simple. And the error is nothing but it is because of null check. We cannot provide a null parameter because my profile page needs it. You can remove it, but an error will appear. How you can remove it? You can go to username and you can make this string as nullable, then my error will be gone. So you can provide a null value to your username, but I don't want to provide a null value, so I'll go over here and I will remove my this thing null wrapper, and I can just go over here. I can provide this null check. Okay, so this is all good, and we can provide username as my parameter. Now how you can provide username as a parameter? Let's go to our home page, and you can see that I'm going to my profile page from this button. Yes, profile route name. Now in this push name, you can provide parameters, right? So you can provide parameters. You need to provide an object, and object you can say username, and you can write any name that you want to provide. Now we are passing parameters to a page using GoRouter, right? You can see, let me just remove this. You can see completely how we did. GoRouter.context.push named. We first of all provided the name of that route, that is profile route name. Then we provided parameters as an object username, right? This is all set. So now what we can do is we can go in profile page and we can wrap this container with a column, and we can have one more text over here, and we can write username. Perfect. Now what is the error? Container. Okay, so let me just cut it out, write it over here. Let's just save it. Let's just refresh it. I can go in profile page and you can see Akshit Madan over here, right? So this works, right? So now we know how you can pass parameters to your objects. Now how you can provide parameters to your pages. Now how you can provide multiple parameters. So what you can do is, you know that you can pass an object, right? You can pass parameters as an object. So what we can do is we can go over here and we can accept multiple parameters, right? So let's take a user ID also. So what we can do is over here write /:user ID like this, and just save it, and we can go in profile. We can accept one more string called user ID, and that can also not be null. So let's create a constructor, and over here I can say my user ID is nothing but state dot params at user ID, and provide this thing. And we can go in home.dart and we can provide one more parameter to my object, that will be user ID. Just take care that you are using the same names, and I can provide this as my user ID. So let's just save it, let's just refresh it, and I can go in my profile. I can write one more text and I can say user ID. That simple. I can just go in my profile. Let's just refresh it. This did not work. So let's just go to profile. I can see my user ID also. This was one way of passing multiple parameters, right? But of course you can create one object. Let's say final user data. This can be an object, and this object can have multiple properties, and you can directly pass an object. That simple, right? So let's just remove it. That you can do it as a homework. So I know now you know that how you can pass parameters to your like pages, right? So this was simple using GoRouter. Now last concept that I want to teach you. The video is around 30 minutes now. Let me teach you that concept also. The concept of redirect. The concept of redirect. So let's say what you want to do is, based on certain conditions, you want to redirect from one page to another page. Let's say you went to home page, and based on a certain condition, let's say your app is getting loaded and you have an authentication state, because as you know that if in any application, if you are authenticated, then you can see the dashboard page. If you are not authenticated, then you directly jump to login or sign up page, right? So that we can try to clone for profile page, because if you are not authenticated, then obviously you will not have any profile. But if you are authenticated, then you can see the profile. So let's try to do it. So for that thing, we are going to use a redirect property that is there in our GoRouter. So let's go over here. Let's try to have redirect, And in this redirect, we can have a context and state as we have for other Go routes, and we have for page material pages also, right, or page builders also. So we have redirect, context and state, and we can have a certain property that we can take from this my app router. So that we can provide as final boolean is auth, and we can consider, or we can create a constructor for it, right? So we created one constructor, and we can wrap this thing, we can make it a named route, and we can make it required, right? So now we can apply that property. So right, let's write if is auth, then I can say if is auth, then I can return a material page, or you can say a named route. So context dot named location, and you can provide the named as if is authenticated. So that means if I'm authenticated, let's write like this: if I'm not authenticated, then I want to return or I want to redirect to my, let's say again to home page, or let's say to contact us page, right? So what we can do is context dot named location, and I can provide my app route constants dot contact us route. This is it. And if I am authenticated, so I need to write else I don't need to do anything. I want to return null. But one more thing, if is not can be accessed. Okay, what is this instance member? Yeah. So what we can do is, so over here I'm creating an instant of this GoRouter class, and I cannot use this is auth because this is, I'm taking it in a parameter. So one more mistake, I have instead of my app router, I have used ny app router. I hope you understood that I meant my app router. So this we can change it later, but what we need to do is I need to define a static function. So this will be return router. This will be a function, and this we can take as boolean is auth, and we can return. So over here I can define, I can cut this router from here, I can define the router over here, and I can return my router like this, right? And this will be of type static go router. Perfect. And I can remove this from the parameter now, from this constructor also I can remove, and this is all set. So I have defined one function. We will change everything in the main, that's not an issue. We have defined this function as static. So this is going to return me a router, and yes, so if is auth, that means if I'm authenticated. And one more thing, if I'm on profile page, this also I need to check it, right? If I'm authenticated and if I'm on profile page, then let it be. But if I am, so this will be, but if I'm not authenticated and I went to profile page, then you cannot do it. You have to return back to the home page, right? So if I'm not authenticated and so this will be if the user is not authenticated and state dot location dot starts with, and here will be my named route, which will be my app route constants, not named route. It will be, let's just do one thing, let me just remove this thing and let me just show you what is happening. Let me just remove everything. So let me just remove everything. So redirect, it will be let's print state dot location, state dot location. Let me just be very clear to you so that you don't have any doubt. Let me just refresh this. You can see I have got slash. If I go to about, you can see slash about, and if I go to profile, you can see profile slash Akshit slash this, because this I was passing them as parameter, right? Now if I go to contact us, you can see slash contact us. So what I want? So if I am not authenticated, let's try to write this. If not authenticated and my state dot location dot starts with slash, now it will be dollar interpolation, string interpolation, and my I want this profile, and what this profile is nothing but my my route constants dot profile name, right? So what I can do is I can write my route constants dot let me just write, yes, my route constants dot profile route name. Perfect. So this will give me profile. So if any page route starts with /profile, so I need to check it. If authenticated, then go to this page. If not authenticated, then you cannot go to this page. Then you need to go to contact us page, or you can go back to your home page. Let's write something like that. Let's return context dot named location, and here you can provide the name of that route. So let's pass this thing, contact us. So my route constants dot contact us route name. So this is everything. And if I am authenticated and I'm on profile page, then you don't need to return anything, return null and let the user be on profile page. Let's just save it. I hope this should work, else we will debug the problems, right? So everything is done in main.dart. I'm passing the my route information parser as my app router dot return router, and true will be my isauth condition. So for this thing, I should stay on the profile page. Let me just refresh and go to about page, working. Then I can go to profile page, working, contact us page, working. Now I can pass isauth as false. Over here also, and delegate also false. Let me just refresh. Go to profile page. You can see I'm on contact us page now. So this worked very smoothly, very perfectly, right? So what you can do is over here in this page itself, you can run your functions like Firebase authentication, and you can check if the user is authenticated, then let the user go on profile page. If the user is not authenticated, then do not let the user go to profile page. You can pass the user to login page, welcome page, onboarding page, splash page, any page, right? So now last thing I need to tell that we used GoRouter.offContext.push named, right? So similar to push named, we have go named also, and we have push and go also. So what is the difference between go and push, right? So consider push like a stack. There is a stack and you can push one book into that stack, another book, another book, another book. So one book will be over the another book, right? So this is like a stack. If you have learned data structures and algorithm, it is like a stack, like one thing over another thing, right? So similarly, your pages, your routes will also be one over other. Like if you are going from home page to profile page, then profile page to about page, then it will be like a stack, one page over the other. You can navigate it .pop and it will like pop one page from the stack. But Go in the similar way, it is not exactly same, but there is one difference, that Go does not keep all those pages in the stack. It is going to replace the previous stack, right? If you are going from home to profile to this thing, then it is not going to store all these home and profile. It is going to replace all these stacks with the new with the new route, right? If you're going from home to profile, then home will be lost, right? And profile will be your new initial route. If you're going from profile to about, then profile will be lost and about will be your new initial route. So this was the difference between go and push. You can use it as per your choice and as per the requirement. I hope you like this video. If you have any doubt, you can reach out to me on LinkedIn and Instagram. Do follow me there because I post all the stuff there also. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and till the next content, keep coding, keep innovating, and thanks a lot.